May 8th, 2023, a day in history. Yeah. How's it going, everybody? Data here, and we are live. Quick little live stream tonight as we will be finding out the results of the 2023 NHL Draft Lottery. We were here a year ago, almost to the day, when we found out that the Canadiens would be picking number one. We were hoping would the price be right, and we thought that Shane Wright was going to go first overall. Ended up being Yuri Slavkovsky. Now here we are a year later, and we're hoping again. Fingers crossed. Come on, Gary. Come on, Gary. We're hoping for some more Canadiens luck, but whoever lands the first overall pick, we'll see. And Connor Bedard going to that team, absolutely. No doubt this year on who the number one overall selection will be. And with that number one, once we know who is picking first overall, it's going to be a short live stream tonight. As soon as the results are known, we're not going to stay here too much longer. I got to jump straight on the PlayStation, and we're going to run a simulation for Connor Bedard's career on NHL 23. We already did one last year. Earlier this year, for Connor Bedard. It was a career simulation of him just being on whichever team was worst at that point, just to do a simulation. He was on the Blackhawks, and he had Patrick Kane, he had Jonathan Toews. So even if the Blackhawks win the draft lottery, we know that the next simulation that we do is going to be a very different one. So let me just put on the volume here. Here on Sportsnet, who's here? Dave Amber, Kevin Bieksa, Elliot Friedman. Everybody's here. So, of course, a lot of teams that would desperately love some Connor Bedard in their lives here. Let me just change the 1 second here. We're going to bring up the Tankathon. As we know, like the Ducks do have the best odds in the lottery, but I think it's fair to say that there are teams that are more desperate than them. I know they finished the year on a 13-game losing streak, right? So I know that there's a lot of reasons why the Ducks would want to win the draft lottery, but I think a team like Columbus, I think a team like there we go. I think a team like Chicago, I think those are organizations that need it a lot more. At least the Ducks have Zegras, McTavish, Drysdale, Minchikov, a lot of good prospects in the system. Speaking of the Ducks, former coach Dallas Aikens on Sportsnet right now. So the Ducks, but they would definitely, they wouldn't mind Connor Bedard. That would make them the most electrifying team in the league with Zegras and everybody else. So the Ducks need him. Blue Jackets need him. Blackhawks need him. The Sharks, at least they do have a guy like William Eklund. They have Shakir from the Timo Meier trade. They have some good prospects in their system, but the Sharks would love him too. The Canadiens would love him. Allow Suzuki to maybe go to the wing and not have to be center, or he's the 1-2 punch with Suzuki. Arizona, they have Gunther, they have Cooley, they have Keller, would be a great addition there. The Flyers, sneakily a team that desperately need him the most. Sean Couturier, maybe out for his career. They don't really have much else in the system aside from, I think, Cutter Gauthier in terms of forwards, not a ton in their artillery. Washington, that would definitely help their accelerated rebuild. Detroit, they'd love him to be playing with Dylan Larkin. St. Louis, they are a strong team as well that had some bad luck this year. So those are all the teams that are eligible to move up to pick number one, I believe. I don't think anyone after Ottawa or after could move up that high. If we run some simulations just for fun, San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim. Run another one, Washington, Columbus, Anaheim. Run one more, Arizona, Anaheim, Columbus. So there are so many different possibilities it could be. It's going to be a fun time here tonight but just finding out, who is going to be that lucky team. Hello, everybody here tonight. Hope it's a great one. Thank you for everyone that's dropping in. I couldn't tell you a projected top three. The stream analog, exactly what I'm doing right now. That's what Mr. Brian Michaelak asks for projected top three. When there's projections, when it's all a lottery, it's hard to project chance. But I think that even aside from Bedard, having one of those teams I just mentioned, making sure that a team like Chicago or Columbus gets a top two pick so that Adam Fantilli can be in the organization, that would be huge as well. So that would be the best case scenario for a lot of these teams. If they don't win the lottery, best case scenario, give me Adam Fantilli. Eck is live as well. Dabrowski said he did 100 simulations on Tankathon, and it came down to Ducks, Blue Jackets, Hawks, Sharks, Habs, Yotes, Flyers, Wings, Caps, Blues, Canucks, Sens, Yotes. Interesting. So basically close to the same as the actual odds, aside from the Habs. No, the Habs are still in their spot. No, Habs went up to 4, right? So the Habs moved up to 4, and who moved down? Oh no, Ducks 1. Sorry, so Habs were 5. Sorry. So yeah, that's about it. You run 100 simulations, you get about the same results, right? Right. Yeah. So welcome to all 34 of you in here. If you're watching for the first time, words are not good for me today. It's gonna be a long night of simulating. I'm probably pulling an all-nighter. If it's your first time, make sure you're subscribed to see the NHL 23 Connor Bedard's career simulation. Hopefully out in like 12 hours. I got to be at work in like 12 and a half hours. So let's see if I can pump out a 20-year career simulation, edit and upload between now and tomorrow morning. That would be really the ultimate test. That would go down in history for me personally. I did the Slavkovsky simulation rather quickly, 2 or 3 days, but to do a whole career simulation in one night on sticky EA franchise menus, that is quite the undertaking. So we're at commercial now. Not much to say. Let's go ahead and run a few simulations here just for the heck of it. So, so what's interesting as well is the Ducks lost 13 consecutive games to be in this spot. Meanwhile, the Blue Jackets, who went 2-6-2 to end the year, I think they ended the year with those 2 wins coming in the last like 3 or 4 games. And they had that late win in the season against the Penguins as well, like a spite win, which like eliminated the Penguins, but got them bumped out of the top spot. So we'll see if that comes back to haunt the Blue Jackets as well. Chicago, rough year. San Jose and Montreal finished with 3 wins in the last 10 games, which was not helpful, but 3-game losing streak from the Canadiens and a 6-game losing streak from the Sharks to just make sure they stayed where they were. Thankfully, the Canadiens finished below the Coyotes, but we'll see. Maybe the Coyotes win that pick and we'll say, if only we had just won another game. That, who knows? There's so many different permutations. So if we run a simulation here just for fun, we see San Jose moving up to 3, Ottawa jumping up to 2. That would be ridiculous to see a team like Ottawa, one of those good teams that are poised to do great in the future, in the very near future. Ottawa, Buffalo, I think Pittsburgh's on the downturn, obviously, but a team like Ottawa or Buffalo moving up to the top 3, that would be something, eh? Appreciate. Thank you, Doggy, for the J Fresh cards. Thank you very much. $4.99 added to the J Fresh there donation on our Discord server. We have access to the J Fresh cards for those who donate to the channel / donate to Derek, who runs the account. For the NHL, the best 3 would be Philly, Arizona, and or Columbus. I think Arizona. Not that they don't need him, but not that Bedard wouldn't electrify that team, but they are in a decent spot prospect-wise. Logan Cooley last year was a huge addition to their squad. Dylan Guenther as well in their organization. I think the Coyotes are not in a horrible spot, but obviously that would be great. Philadelphia would be like a top 3 location for me as well. And Columbus also a top 3. So just in my top 3, I'd probably take out Arizona and probably put Chicago. But no one is happy with Chicago after all the stuff that's happened there, right? Here's Kevin Weeks talking on Sportsnet. I wonder when I know they're going to do the results, then they're going to do top 3. Let's talk to the general managers, who's here, the ambassadors who are here tonight. But let's get the first little order going. With his stellar play in the Western Hockey League, he's the consensus #1 draft pick, hometown in Lynn Valley, BC, Canada. They're giving the whole stats on Connor Bedard. Thank you. Good evening. And they're talking to him. Hey, big Connor, here he is. This guy I find him so awkward.
Obviously there's different emotions watching, but I think we're all just watching as fans, me and kind of the other prospects. So it's more for the teams, kind of that excitement for them.
All the NHL fans and players and certainly scouts and everybody else alike knows your skill set on the ice and what you bring to the table. But tell us something that we don't know about you off the ice as Connor Bedard the person.
I like all dressed pizza. What's he gonna say?
I mean, hockey related. I played like roller since I was like 4 or 5. And we got a pretty good team, a couple NHL guys playing. So I played every summer for like 12 years now. I mean, I guess that's somewhat hockey, but a little something about me.
Who was the player that you idolize and or that you do idolize, and why?
It's always been Sidney Crosby. I mean, growing up, and he was always, kind of that guy in the NHL, and just what he did on the ice speaks for itself. But I think it was pretty awesome for me to get to watch what he was like off the ice, what he was in the community and interviews and everything, just how he handled himself with, all that tension and all that pressure. So he's someone that I look up to a lot in that way.
For the team that ultimately drafts you, what would you say are your best attributes?
Yeah, I think, first off, just my will to get better. And that's something that, I take a lot of pride in. And, I love to, practice the game and try to improve. And, I think in games, my competitiveness and, I love to, be creative, trying to make plays. And, I think, but overall, it's just, I think, it's hard for me to give kind of a scouting report on myself, but just, my will to, train it and get better and stuff.
We've all seen all of that in spades. So, Connor, thank you so much, man. This is a special night for you and the family. Best of luck to you on your path. Best of luck to the family. Enjoy this special night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This guy kills me. Tell me something we don't know about you. What's he going to say? Yeah, so Arizona can't get 1 and 2 because if it's a top 5 pick, Ottawa gets to keep it. So no. The Coyotes only have 1 pick in this draft. I don't think there's no teams that have 2 picks in this draft and in this lottery. There's no team that could get 2 top 3 picks or something. At one point when the Canadians had the Florida pick and they were like bottom 6, both of them were bottom 6, bottom 7. It was crazy to think about that for a while. Now the Panthers are going to go to the conference final. Ridiculous stuff. So let's see. There's 2 drawings for 16 teams that didn't make the playoffs. Teams can only make a max of moving up 10 spots. If a team in the 12 to 16 range wins the first drawing, that means the Ducks get to remain first overall. So the Ducks have even greater odds of number 1 because if any team that is ranked 1, being the Ducks, or ranked 12 to 16 wins the lottery, that means the Ducks get to pick first overall. That's why they have a 25.5% chance of first overall. So hold on, Bill Daly. Here he is.
And I wish you each good luck.
Big Bill, come on, Gary. Here we go. It's showtime.
With that, let's get it started. The number 16 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to
16. Staying with Calgary.
Calgary did not have a first-round pick last year.
Next up is Nashville. Does Nashville make a crazy jump?
In franchise history.
the number 15.
Does 15 stick with Nashville? Here we go.
NHL draft belongs to.
Yes. Okay. Nashville. No crazy upsets there. Those 1% odds. Pittsburgh now. Can Pittsburgh move up to number 4 to move up 10 spots?
The number 14 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to
Penguins. Stays with the Penguins. There's their team. Pascal Dupuis, is that you? Now Buffalo. Can Buffalo move up to the top 3? Here's the first pick that can move up to the top 3. Does Buffalo stay at 13? This would be a crazy team to jump up. They do. They stay at 13. Buffalo stays at 13. Now we have Ottawa or Arizona. Either the Coyotes keep pick number 12, or the Senators move up and they get their top 3 pick.
The number 12 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to the
Ottawa Senators, which means Arizona. There you go. Now we move to Vancouver. Here's a big one. Can Connor Bedard be a hometown Vancouver Canuck?
The number 11 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to
Vancouver. Broken hearts in Vancouver. Broken hearts in Vancouver. Now we enter the top 10. Now we have teams that could move up to the first overall pick, starting with the St. Louis Blues, the first team that was eligible for Bedard.
The number 10.
St. Louis at number 10. Let's see.
NHL draft belongs to
St. Louis stays at 10. The Blues remain at 10th overall. Now to the Detroit Red Wings at 9th overall. Can the Red Wings move up to a top 3 selection with this pick?
The number 9 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to
Detroit. So the first half, nothing changes in the first half. 9 to 16, no changes. Michael Rasmussen. Now Washington at 8.
The number 8 overall selection in the 2023 NHL Draft belongs to...
Okay, Caps stay 8. Top 7, no changes yet. Here's Philadelphia now. Philadelphia really could use some Connor Bedard in their lives. Will it be Philadelphia at 7?
The number 7 overall selection in the 2023 NHL Draft belongs to...
The Flyers. Ooh, okay, Canadians don't drop to 7, thank goodness. So the Canadians won't drop 2 spots. But now, do the Coyotes pick 6, or do we see the Canadians drop to 6? Come on, Gary! Come on, Gary. Show me Coyotes. Show me Coyotes at 6. Yes, Coyotes at 6. Coyotes at 6. Come on, Canadians! Number 5. Come on, Gary. Gary, please. 5th overall. Don't show me. Show me San Jose. Show me San Jose. Show me San Jose at 5. Show me San Jose at 5. Oh, Gary! Gary! Canadians stay at 5. Gary, I used up all my money with you on Slavkovsky. Now Sharks at 4. Top 4. Do we see changes in the top 4? Do we see Sharks? Do we see Hawks? Yes. Sharks stay at 4. So the top 3 will be the top 3. But in what order? Do they pause now, or do they tell us right away? Is Bill telling us? And there it is. No. Wow. Wow. Okay. So the top 3 is set. It is unchanged. Unchanged. So it will not be anything ridiculous that we've been seeing in these simulations. A bit of a downer, unfortunately. No big jumps. Connor Bedard will be an Anaheim Duck, a Columbus Blue Jacket, or a Chicago Blackhawk. It is, it's crazy that, crazy. The odds were not the odds of that happening are not usually, are not the highest, right? The top 3 being the top 3 is not super common. I would say in the last 10 drafts, how many times has the top 3 been the top 3? It's not the most common thing to happen, right? But the top 3 will be the top 3. Will we see the exact order of the Ducks, Blue Jackets, and Blackhawks? Did those last couple of wins in those last 10 games from the Blue Jackets do them in? Their spite win against the Penguins, did that end up ending their chances at Connor Bedard? We'll see. We're going to see 1 to 3 after the commercial, I suppose, here. Anaheim or Chicago get it, apparently. Blue Jackets were the first. I'm not sure what tier. How would you know that? Wesley hopes that Chicago doesn't get it. Is there something that I'm missing with the Blue Jackets? Let me see if I can find anything on that. I'm not seeing anything about the Blue Jackets. So much for anti-tanking. Not seeing anything on that. No. So not only do those teams not get Connor Bedard, they stay exactly where they are. ESPN said something about Columbus. Is that it? Oh, the broadcast said Columbus at 3. Is that it? Somebody messed up somewhere. ESPN said change in the draft order and Columbus is 3rd. And then someone else said that Columbus won. So somebody messed something up. Somebody messed something up because the Blue Jackets seem to have the 3rd overall pick. Can I go back? Yeah, I can go back on my TV. Let me rewind. Let me see. What did I heard Kevin Weeks say something about the Blue Jackets. Let's go back here. What's up? What's going on with the Blue Jackets?
For the first time since 1998. And there is our first change in the order, with Columbus dropping to 3rd. So now either Anaheim or Chicago will select first overall.
Man, we missed. I totally missed that. So
So that'd be a nice.
Kevin Weeks, buddy, you blew it. So the Blue Jackets are dropping to third. Kevin Weeks, buddy, wake up. Wake up. So the Blue Jackets drop from 2 to 3. And Connor Bedard either goes to the Blackhawks or the Ducks. That means that the Ducks or the Hawks guaranteed get Bedard or Fantilli. You blew it.
Back to Secaucus, New Jersey, and the NHL Network. Let's find out what Connor Bedard will land.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth.
Good luck to each of Anaheim, Columbus,
Kevin,
and
buddy, you
Chicago.
blew it.
Start with number 3. The number 3 overall selection in the 2023.
So let's see if we were right here.
Belongs to.
Yeah, Blue Jackets dropped to
Blue
3.
Jackets.
Kevin, buddy, you blew it.
There's a look at John Davidson.
So it comes down to Anaheim versus Chicago for the first overall selection. Connor Bedard going to Anaheim or Chicago. Chicago won one of the lotteries.
Watch parties are going
Here we
nuts
go.
So far. You can see
Connor
on the right,
Bedard.
we've got the Anaheim Ducks fans that are going bonkers. And on the left
Off to the west.
is the scene.
Connor Bedard's
And
going to
the
the west.
Now, for the final two, Anaheim Ducks General Manager Pat Verbeek, and on the left, General Manager of the Chicago Blackhawks, Kyle Davidson. Without further ado, Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly.
Bill, Big Bill.
The first overall selection in the 2023.
Connor Bedard is going
draft
to
belongs to the Chicago.
the Chicago Blackhawks. You're kidding me.
Number 2.
Connor Bedard will be a Chicago Blackhawk. Adam Fantilli likely to the Anaheim Ducks. Wow. Wow. Crazy. That's the team that I simulated him with initially. That's going to change things. Obviously, no Kane, no Taze. Wow. The Chicago Blackhawks have won the 2023 NHL Draft Lottery. And Connor Bedard will be going to the Blackhawks. Kevin Korchinski, Frank Nazar, Sam Rinzel, Nolan Allen, Lucas Reichel, all recent picks of theirs. First time picking first overall since 2007 when they took Patrick Kane. Wow. Off to the Chicago Blackhawks. Well, the Canadiens stay at pick number 5, which is still very good in my opinion. I'm excited to see who's there. We're going to talk to Kyle Davidson now. Wow. So that's it. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to wrap this up. I got to jump on the PlayStation right away. We already did a Connor Bedard Hawks simulation, but now it's going to be a very different one with no Kane, no Taze, and a whole different team to have to deal with. So it's going to be a very big rebuilding process, and Connor Bedard will be the cornerstone of the organization.
Essentially change the course of the future for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Bill and Gary.
Well, I think it's anytime you can add elite talent. Like
Nobody wanted it. Probably one of the worst options, but one of the most desperate teams.
It's a monumental thing, and so it's extremely exciting. I'm really excited for the fan base, the city, and the organization. But it's in the end, it's one piece. It's a big piece, but it's one piece that will go into building this team down the road. So we're excited, and it's a great day.
Well, catch your breath, get some oxygen, and more importantly, go celebrate with your
Wow.
staff and your fans.
That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I have a long morning ahead of me. I have 12 hours to get a whole career simulation done. It usually takes me like a week. So let's see if I can pull it off. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to add some support and that you won't miss out on the career simulation. It will hopefully be up in something like 12 or 13 hours. I'm off to the PlayStation. Thank you for joining me here tonight. No luck for the Habs. They get to pick 5th overall, which will be great. Blackhawks number 1, Ducks number 2, Blue Jackets number 3. It's going to be a great draft. End of June. We'll be here to live stream it as well. So thank you for taking the time to join me this evening. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your night. And I really hope that I'll see you in the career simulation within the next 13 hours or so. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Blackhawks, franchise-defining evening for them.